Solid Steel Wrestling presents Kliq Wrestling. What is going on, peoples? This be your boy Smith. He's always joined by my tag team partner. My Kyrie sang to my Oscar. At 222. What's going on, bro?
Same old. You know, we're gonna talk about some wrestling. We're coming off a big pay-per-view.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell, which we will talk about.
Some stuff happened.
Update you guys on some draft goings-ons, and talk about what was like a Monday Night Raw that I could done without. Especially at the end. So let's get into let's start with the draft first. So after Hell in a Cell, we ended with your team having 52 points to my 64 points. It's then brought the final scores of total points with you have 416 to my 398. What's going on, Gojira? I'm jumping the gun a bit, but DQ in the Hell in a Cell. Sorry, I had. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely get to that. That's all kinds of fuckery. But I'm catching up to you, Matt. Catching up.
Yeah, like not a big margin separating us now.
Couple good title matches here and there. I can catch up quick. But as far as Hell in a Cell is concerned, it started off as a decent pay-per-view, but I have my feeling about it is because of the main event, it sullies the whole pay-per-view. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's how I feel.
I mean, I thought it was a good pay-per-view all in all.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was good, but then like that main event just kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth.
I guess like I don't know. Like I guess the main event didn't bother me as much as it did everybody else. They were in a lose-lose situation. Like there was nothing they could have done. Anything they would have done, like basically the fans wanted the Fiend to win the title, but WWE is not ready to give the Fiend the title. If you would have ended the match with Seth Rollins beating the Fiend, like that would have been worse, you know?
Yeah, but a DQ and a Hell in a Cell, come on.
Yeah, like it's not a good way to end a pay-per-view. I get that, but like sometimes in wrestling, like you gotta have not great finishes for the sake of advancing storylines. That's my thought on it. Like there wouldn't have been anything they could have done. Like the ultimate, maybe the better scenario, maybe the Fiend just should not have been in that match in the first place.
Gojira says it was booty, red lights, and a DQ, and too soon for the Fiend.
All right. I mean, I mean, that's a really fair point. What would you guys have done for the finish?
I know what I've done. Now, if you wanted to sit here and do the whole, you don't want to legit beat the Fiend because then that'll hurt him. But you got to put him out in a way so no one looks really weak or whatever. Me personally, I would have said, instead of doing all that, put shit on his face, just like throw him through the ring, like have him fall through the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean,
Do a Taz Bam Bam scene, just fall through the ring, so that way he don't come out, but it's like you didn't beat him, and you just survived, and he's just in the hole, and they just kind of call it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, I think it would have still been the same deal. Like I think people still would have been upset.
Because it's like once he did all that smashing of his face, and it's like the moment the ref calls the match, fucking Fiend just straight no sells, pops up quicker than fucking Hawk, and fucking just starts laying the waste.
Well, the thing to remember too is like you have to remember like it's not the Fiend that quit. It's a referee that called a DQ. It's a referee that stopped the match. I mean, maybe the purpose of maybe that's part of the storyline. Maybe they'll resolve that by saying, hey, like the referee made a bad judgment call. He shouldn't have called for a DQ. So now we're gonna have a rematch. You know what I mean? You gotta think of the larger picture.
Uh, maybe. Like I said, the rest of the pay per view was good. Like the Becky Sasha match in the cell, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Innovative moves up in that piece. Was definitely a good match. Randy versus Ali was a little bit of a surprise because it was kind of an out of a nowhere match.
Yeah.
But the whole reversing the RKO spot with the handstand was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But then he got it anyway, so it really didn't matter. It doesn't matter. What else? What other matches was on there? The women's tag team title, which I think, like, yeah, Kabuki Warriors definitely need the title because Asuka ain't doing nothing but play on YouTube. She's sitting at home playing video games. But new tag team champion, so that's good. No tag team titles that night, which I'm like, why? No, you telling me no contenders for Rudolph. Nobody for the revival.
Well, yeah, like I guess that's kind of the deal, right? Is they hadn't been investing to build any credible contenders, any championship.
Nakamura ain't got nothing to do. Like the only other champion we saw was AJ Styles, and he's in a six man. Which didn't that end in a DQ smosh too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, see, I'm more irritated about that match ending in a DQ.
I mean, our team won. I mean, Ron and the Vikings. So we got DQ points, but DQ points ain't more or less than pinfall points.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But you had the extra points of having the OC, so you got appearance points being in the match.
Yeah.
So you walked out kind of the better on that one a little bit. What other matches? Bailey, Sasha. Bailey and Charlotte Flair for the
That
SmackDown Women's
that
title.
was that was an alright match, but it's one of those things like at this point, like we had seen it, we've seen it so much, and they didn't really do anything to kind of take it to that next level, you know?
Yeah. We got to give Charlotte the title, so she's a 10-time champion already. And then Bailey at the end, she was just kind of whining and kind of complaining, like a heel. But like I said before, the best heel turn was the Kabuki Warriors for me that night. They don't need Paige. Let them sit there and talk in Japanese and just be heels. And let Asuka keep spitting mist in everybody's face. So, works for me. I mean, if done right, like, you can kind of make them titles relevant if you tried.
Yeah.
And just let fucking Asuka and Kairi just be some dominant ass heels. Cheating to win. But every now and then you can give them a match where they can legit kick your ass and beat you. But because they're heels, you know, they like to sometimes spit that mist in your grill. You know? So I like it. Like I said, they're on my roster, so it worked out for me. Oh, and speaking of which, with roster, since you guys here, Kyle, what's going on in the chat? Yeah, we'll get to NXT in a second. We'll get to NXT. So we decided here that since NXT is now kind of considered a third brand, that we would have to kind of bolster the roster a little bit more. Because speaking of NXT, because Finn Balor was on my roster, but now he's on NXT. So like, if he does nothing for me on my roster now, because he won't be in any main pay-per-views. So what we decided here is we're going to add NXT to our draft, and they'll operate in the same fashion as everything else. The takeovers will count, and title changes count, and all the other rules that apply to our draft. Now, we will do the draft next. What do you say we do it?
So probably like next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right. After WWE does their draft on the next week's episode of Kliq, we're gonna do our draft and basically draft the rest of the roster. Plus, the reason also we was doing this is because we were getting fucking point swiped by a lot of free agents. And we gotta get those free agents off the streets because they be hurting. They can't. They out there. You got Tamina's out there snatching up titles, and she ain't on nobody's roster. That's a wasted point. You got Natalia in pre-show matches getting the W, and nobody get that point. So we had to, gotta do that round 3 of the draft, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, have you been thinking of anybody? Because by the way, not too long ago, Matt and myself made a trade where I acquired Nikki Cross and The Miz for Drake Maverick, and Matt would get a first round pick for whatever other drafts we would do. So since we got a draft coming, Matt automatically gets the first pick. Now, there's some names out there that I'm looking for, and I don't know if you've been scouting yet. So, okay. So I had to ask you this question real quick. Okay, so you know how we do teams and factions, right?
Yeah.
NXT is a little bit of a smaller show. Now, because the only reason I'm saying this is like, okay, so I'm not saying I'm still for teams and factions, but I think if someone does happen to draft set team or faction, then the other person would have to at least get like 2 picks to compensate for to make it even.
Well, keep in mind we have the NXT UK roster as well.
Yeah. But I'm saying but at some point, like the numbers have to be somewhat even because, like, just for argument's sake, you say give me, undisputed. That's already 4. That's 4 dudes right there, right off the top.
Yeah.
And then if I just make my next pick 1 pick, like I'm already down 3. Like I'm down 3 dudes to you because your next pick will be that's already 4 ahead of me.
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll definitely have to figure that out.
But yeah, next week, yes, we will be having a clickbait draft round 3. Because, like I said, we have to account for a lot of things, and we got to step it up. So, plus, like I said, it makes it interesting because there's a lot of things going on now. So that's what it be. So next Tuesday will be our clickbait draft. Should be fun. It's always fun doing the draft. And like I said, now with the addition to NXT and NXT UK, that opened up the door for a lot of possibilities. So now, what else we got going? And well, I'll talk about NXT before I get to Raw. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm okay with Balor being back because, like, to give him something to do, and I look forward to seeing Ciampa and Adam Cole. And I think you said something the other day about making it a triple, him, Cole, and Balor.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea too. So
yeah, I mean, like you could make the argument that like Finn Balor doesn't really need to be anywhere near the title picture right now because he's just made his return. Like Like Ciampa should definitely get an opportunity. Like Ciampa should automatically be in line for a title shot because he never lost the title. He had to vacate it. But you could definitely make it a little more interesting by getting Balor into the mix.
Yeah, just to make it a little more interesting of a match.
Yeah.
I don't see him. If there was a triple threat, I couldn't see Finn Balor winning it. So I
Like,
see Ciampa winning it before Balor or Cole, or at least Cole defending it. So that's pretty much how I see. But it's good. Ciampa's back. And you know what? I'm kind of glad like he's back and NXT is kind of where it is right now. Cause I really didn't want to see him go to the main roster anytime soon. Cause like I've said in the past, Vince don't know to do. He don't know what to do with guys like him.
mm-hmm.
He don't know what to do with guys like Johnny Gargano. They going straight to 205. He rather push Braun Strowman to the moon and then watch him fail than like give somebody like Ciampa a spot at the like main event scene. Cause he ain't no beefed out, Roy Magoo. Morrison is supposed to be coming back after I guess injury. And yeah, Edge is clearly he's clear to wrestle. I don't know if he's gonna wrestle. It probably will if he could. I think if anything, he might try to do one of them Saudi shows, get that big money. If he's gonna come back to wrestling, he might be one of those limited engagements where he'll do the Saudi shows and maybe like a WrestleMania or something.
Yeah. Like I don't like technically like John Morrison was technically never actually confirmed. Like WWE never confirmed it. So at this point in time, like that could still be inaccurate.
Something I heard is also kind of I think it's rumored Scarlett Bordeaux supposedly signed to NXT.
That I think is probably I could see like that seems more legit.
So, oh, you talking about for the draft, Gojira? I'm saying like I mean, if Morrison's a thing, if Edge is a thing, our rules based on listen until I see him on WWE's website's active roster, they out. That's and if they happen to come in, then hey, that's cool. We can deal accordingly. But if they ain't on the page, they ain't on the stage. So that's why we're adding NXT because, like I said, they updated their website, and now NXT wrestlers are now on the active roster page because they never were before in the past. Only other brand that was outside of SmackDown and Raw were the 205 Live guys. And now it's all of them. 205, NXT, NXT UK, all on active roster page with the rest of Raw and SmackDown rest. Shit, even like Booker T, because every now and then Booker T will run up in a Rumble. He's on the page too. In fact, I gotta figure out what to do with I got Mickie James, and she's doing commentary now.
Yeah.
But we'll deal with that later. Okay, what else? Where was I going? Oh yeah, Monday. You think if CM Punk had a podcast, it would work? I think CM Punk can do pretty much whatever he wants except for UFC. Yeah.
I mean, if anybody loves to hear the sound of their own voice, it's CM Punk.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I hear it. He's supposed to be doing some Fox Sport 1 shit for like with them. I know Booker T's doing something with Fox Sport 1 on like for WWE. So like yeah, Fox is really going hard on some WWE. Like they're really like they're really pushing, no pun intended, like fucking WWE. They're putting a rocket on that ass. Like you got SmackDown, and then you got side shows devoted to SmackDown, like some real sports type shit. So hey, more power to them. Just better like bump up that rating. Don't let AEW fucking like if they fuck around and pull another like 1.4, you might have a problem on your hands, Vince. But speaking of Monday Night Raw, okay.
I mean, before we go on to Monday Night Raw, like give me your feedback. Do you think the ratings war is kind of pointless?
It is and it isn't.
I mean, what is there to gain aside from bragging rights? Like, if you really think about it, AEW is not about to put WWE out of business.
No, that's not happening.
So as much as like yeah, like the bragging rights, I mean, what is it going to do for them? Like, if you really think about it, like, what did it do for WCW?
No, but see what like I said, it isn't, and it isn't in the sense of like wow how people look at it. Like yeah, like AEW is not putting them out of business, and it is important because for WWE's part in it, they're a publicly traded company, so they have people to answer to, and if they're not pulling in numbers, then they're not probably pulling in dollars, like ad revenue. See, and that's where it matters on that standpoint, and that's why, like I said, for WWE, they need to kind of make this kind of a competition and step their game up more, and that's why like pulling these kind of stunts doesn't help because it's like, dude, this is why you have to do this because, like I said, when you start losing those numbers and you're losing to like a new company that just comes out of nowhere and you start losing ads, you start losing revenue. And like I said, you got shareholders that are wondering, like, why are we making less money when we made this much money last year? And so, yeah, that's why that's the part of why it does kind of matter on WWE side. That's why I was like, step your game up. Like that stunt at Hell in a Cell wasn't necessary. It didn't do anything but just make everyone like not happy. And then Monday, we talked about this on a separate little, side project podcast we do for future content. But you were okay with Rusev being cuckolded.
I love it. I love it.
And I'm like, I feel bad for Rusev being cuckolded. Then you got King Corbin and Randy out there laughing at his ass. It's just like what does this got to do? For me, it's like, what's this got to do with wrestling? Plus, they still didn't lay no foundation of how we got here to where Rusev is being cuckolded by Black Lesnar with his tattooed on eyebrows. But like I said, I know you love it though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's something different. Like it's a storyline they don't do very often, and for someone like Rusev, who doesn't really get on TV very often, it's like it gives them something to do. It puts Rusev in like a hot storyline versus what was he doing before.
Yeah, but is it a hot storyline to emasculate a man. They're already doing that to Mike Kanellis.
Yes, it is.
So that's how we live in today. Like we just do storylines to emasculate professional wrestlers.
Yeah, why not?
All right, man. I just like I would think like, like you got one dude with the pregnant wife talking about it ain't your baby, and then this one's getting cuckolded.
The lesson here is y'all gotta is the lesson here for y'all to learn is keep your women happy. that's what
Yeah, I guess
that's what
so.
that's what WWE is trying to teach us right now.
They
Keep our women happy.
It's like your women you'll get cuckolded by Black Lesnar. But I mean, then the rest of Raw was just like, we got that fucking last whammon standing with Lacey and Natalia, which I didn't care for.
Me neither.
Like just like the fifth time these two have wrestled, it's like, what is the end game of this outside of just them? There's no like real good consequences. Like no one's going further. There's not a future title match in line. If whoever wins is just a match that we
It's like
4 times already.
it's like a blow off match for a feud that nobody really cared about.
Yeah. Kyle says they should have thrown sexual chocolate in there with Lana and Bobby. that was, see right there. I think they got taken off the air for that. That's too much beef. And Gojira says he smells a tag team. What Natalia and Evans? Oh no, come on. Like for that to happen, both would have to be heel. And Natty's not a heel right now, so although she was better as a heel, but I just Lacey, yeah. Although they do need tag teams, so but I can't see the two of them. Now I don't know where Liv Morgan is. I guess she's not finished retooling her new gimmick. Sarah Logan, I don't know where she is. I saw Tamina Sunday. Didn't even know she was back. Fuck fuck Alicia Fox, and
Is she just like I don't know what's going on? Is she just a lesbian?
I guess. I don't know. But like I said, I know you said Naomi's injured.
I don't know if she's injured or she's taking time off.
All right, well, whatever. She's not around. And Carmella's she's around, but she's just always with Truth, so she's technically not around. It's like all of a sudden you start hanging out with Corey, and you just kind of living that chill life, like you ain't got to wrestle no more because you're chilling with Corey. But like I said, that women's division kind of weak. They need to hurry up and have another Mae Young Classic so they can look at some new prospects. What else happened on Raw last night? Because I kind of blocked out a lot of things. Like I know we had that whole Braun Strowman, Tyson Fury brouhaha. Where like, come on, man, you mean to tell me this dude who's this undefeated boxing champion, you telling me he couldn't get a couple good chin shots on Braun Strowman? Like quick, like before Braun even seen it coming, you telling me he could have tapped that man jaw? Like, come on now. Y'all over there throwing those baby punches. Like they just swatting at each other like baby punch. George, yes, Ruby Riott is still injured, and so is Nia Jax. So yeah, it hurts. Like I said, the women's division is just hurting, man. Like how they even still trying to run tag team division. Like I said, where's the Iconics? Where's Billy? Where's Peyton? I know they're not injured, but they just like WWE, like, and this is the women's revolution, folks. Watch the four horsewomen wrestle each other every week, and some crappy matches with Lacey Evans and Natalia.
Yeah, well, see, I think that's the.
And oh, your dose of Alexa Bliss too.
I think that's the key here. It does. I think it like. It doesn't really matter how many women they have. It doesn't matter how many women they sign because they don't do anything with the ones they have. Like it's like as much as they pretend that they're interested in the women's division, like they're really not. Or at the very least, they're not interested in featuring them.
No. Yeah, Ronda's out there filming other things and cutting her fingers off.
Like Ronda, we don't even know if she's coming back.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of like again.
It was pre-taped early when she first came in.
Yeah.
But and then who else? Who else is not? Yeah, like Nia Jax. Eventually she'll come back. Hopefully she's rehabbing and doing some ring work because maybe she needs to go back to NXT. I wouldn't mind that. That's a decision I could kind of get behind. Send her back to NXT. And frankly, the tag team title should be like they were meant to be. So let them defend it in NXT. Like let the Kabuki Warriors go to NXT and defend that shit. They got a better crop of women over there already from just the UK and US versions alone. You know, you got Shafir and Duke. Shit. You got that Vanessa Bourne with Aaliyah. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's some females in the UK version that you could probably team up together. So yeah, man. Do you think Fire and Desire should get another shot at the title? I would say they're the only other people that you can use, but like I said, they need to start branching off, like to see, like make it an actual division, like put some people together, like because it can't always be Fire and Desire. Like if like pull the trigger if they should have done that already if they were going to do anything with it, but I don't know. I think at some point, like WWE is trying to get not more DeVille over, but more Mandy Rose, like because they want to do something with Mandy.
And like honestly, I don't think Fire and Desire is getting a shot anytime soon.
No,
because now that the Kabuki Warriors are heels, again, WWE is not about to book a heel versus heel match.
No, definitely not.
That's the point. That's why again, like you gotta take these titles on the road, like you said, like they were intended to, because they can't. You gotta assume Kabuki Warriors. They're not going to be going against the Iconics, and they're not going to be going against Fire and Desire. And realistically, they're probably not going to go against Boston Hug Connection.
No.
So there's only one team for them to fight right now.
Yeah, Bliss and Cross, basically.
You know?
And it's like, okay, it'd be cool if you want to kind of do a back and forth with Bliss and Cross just to get maybe a couple matches out of the two teams. But like again, at some point, whoever ends out of this feud with the titles, you got to go somewhere else. You can't go right back to the same fucking two people. So it's like, yeah, send them to NXT. Let them. Since it's a live show now, put them on NXT and have them face two women or something. Like I said, like really, like have Oscar and them come out and come out and just be like, yo, we can't fuck with they can't fuck with us on the main roster. So we're gonna see if there's any real women up here in NXT who want to come get this work, and then like fucking like I said, Shafir and Duke come down to the ring, try to come get this work, and like have the titles do something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or like just spread it out, make it like I said, you don't have enough people, but no one said that title was supposed to be exclusive in the first place. It wasn't supposed to be exclusively main rosters. It's like right after you gave it to the Boston Hug Connection and put it on the Iconics, the belt just disappeared for like several months until they lost the belts to the fucking Bliss and Nikki. Like them belts were missing for a minute.
Yeah.
And you can sit there and blame the Iconics. It's like it's not their fault. They not being booked. What can they do? Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Billy Kay is shit, and Peyton she shows like she could be good, but she's not there yet. But it's not their fault that they was sitting there with the titles and not being put on TV. You can't blame them for that.
Exactly.
That's strictly WWE's fault right there. That's some shit booking. And like I said, Alexa Bliss was fine because someone in the back, probably Kevin Dunn, is high on Bliss. So he's gonna do whatever he can to keep her on TV. Like I said, that girl was injured for months, should have been sitting at home, but they had to make sure to keep her on TV. She was on every episode of Monday Night Raw. Didn't have to wrestle. She was doing one of them. She was pulling that Stone Cold back when Stone Cold was injured. He couldn't wrestle, but he was on Raw every week. He wasn't wrestling, but he was doing something. So they put the title on her and Cross, and yeah, they okay champions. But now we got the Kabuki Warriors minus Paige because they don't need her. And let Oscar spit everybody in the face with that green mist while the ref ignores all that green mist, all on the face, all on fucking coming out of Oscar's mouth, and ignores all that. But hey, it's all good. Well, yeah, and then that's pretty much it for Monday night. Yeah, oh yeah, the Kabuki Warriors did take on Charlotte and Becky, and they won because she spit that mist in fucking Becky's eye right in front of the ref again. all that green paint just pouring out of fucking Oscar chin. Ref don't even see that shit because Oscar, she don't know to fucking keep her head down. So she's like right up in the ref's face with this green paint coming out her mouth. And the ref's just like, okay, 1, 2, 3. But anyway, like I said, Raw last night, it was just like,
It was a show.
We sat here and watched it while we were just talking and shit. And it was just like, man, I mean, what? Viking Raiders had a match against
Yeah, like
No, like the OC had a match with Lucha House Party. I'm thinking about Hell in a Cell.
yeah, it was Viking Raiders and Rudolph
Yeah, Viking Raiders. Yeah, they beat Rudolph. So does that mean they getting their title shot then?
next week.
All right, well, shit. That means if they win, that's points for me right there, bruh.
And if they lose, then that's points for me.
That is true. That is.
That's what I was saying. One of us is guaranteed 10 points next Monday night.
But yeah, we got But yeah, that I think what else would happen on Monday night? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, Rusev got cupped. The women's champion took on the tag team champions. We had a Miz TV that broke into the women champions taking on the tag team champions. Then they sat there and just let you know who Tyson Fury was if you didn't know who he was. So they continuously talked about his accolades, which are pretty impressive. That's why I'm like, like if there's gonna be a match between him and Braun, like why are we? Braun's not winning. They're not gonna have a special guest like his caliber come in and do a job.
Exactly.
Braun gonna eat that. So why they sitting here trying to like hype you into a fight? Like, bro, I already know who's gonna win. Like, I don't even have to see this match to know how it's gonna end. By the way, for all you guys out there watching, appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Yeah, Luchas and the OC went on last night. And
Yeah.
come on, you knew the Luchas was gonna get squashed.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
They wasn't loose. The OC, I don't think they can be taking too many L's. So. But then we had that whole big schmoz. Did Seth Rollins do anything? I don't remember.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't on.
He wasn't, was he?
No.
Yeah, okay. That's why I'm like something was missing.
I mean, they probably figured if they would have sent him out there, the fans just would have ate him alive.
Yeah, probably. Well, again, like I said, that's booking on WWE's part for that. Like I said, when they started when he was dropping all those curb stomps and the crowd starts booing, you should have read the room and called it audible because already people were like they ain't having it. Especially after when he did the first the first 3 stomps and he he kicked that at 1 and then started going for more and they started booing. That's when you should have like, yo, got in the ref's ear, like, yo, audible, fix it, because it's going down. So yeah, I think that's what I would have done. But they kept with it, and the whole shabazz. He literally threw everything at him. I was waiting for someone to pull out a kitchen sink and just smash him with it, but he pulled out a sledgehammer. So,
like, upon like thinking about it, I don't even know if putting the title on the Fiend is like a good call. Because think about it, if they put the title on the Fiend, both world champions are going to be part timers.
I see. That's why I think it's different with the Fiend because at least Bray Wyatt can show up on Raw, like just the way he's been doing with the whole Seth Rollins thing. Yeah, he might not defend the title that many times on Raw, but he'll at least be there to fucking hit you with the mandible claw and make an appearance like a scary boogeyman should. And then he'll have the pay-per-view matches and get the match, and he'll go over, like I said, like do it right. Ride that motherfucker to WrestleMania, so the dude who beats him at Mania is gonna be white hot because you don't beat the Fiend. Like, you know, this so far built as an untouchable, no selling ass beast. This mythical beast, this creature, like on some like you literally have to book him on some Undertaker like level. Like, he should be unworldly. Like, the way he was kicking out at one counts, that was perfect. Like, making so like he is no selling, none of that shit. You know, hit me with 3 curb stops and I kicked that at 1.
Yeah.
Like, no selling it. That's like, if they was gonna do it like that, they should have did it. The only thing I'd have done different is when he was going for like whatever the 8th or 9th fucking curb stops, that's when he just, you know, he should have just caught him with a mandible claw and called it a wrap.
Yeah.
That's how I would have ended it. And that's kind of what I was waiting for. Cause like I said, once he started no selling and he was kicking out at 1, I'm like, okay, when's he gonna just pop up and just hit him with the claw? But then that never happened. And it was like, okay. Like, even after when he did the chair shot, first one, and he still kicked out, I'm like, okay, when's he gonna hit it? Like, while we playing these games? You know, but then it never happened, and I'm just like, that was kind of dumb. And then, like I said, right once the bell rings, he pops up faster than fucking Hawkwood in a goddamn match. Like, Hawk would no sell like a beast. Like, soon as the match ended, if he was on the floor, that motherfucker would pop up like a goddamn weeble wobble. So that's how the Fiend was. Soon as he rang that bell, the Fiend popped up, hit him with the claws, and still going in on him. And it's like, come on, bro, you serious? So you sat there sleeping for the whole time, bashing your face in, and then the moment the match ends, you just gonna pop up?
Yeah.
That's just lame. Because it's like, we can see you no selling, so you just went through all that just to no sell after the match is over.
Yeah.
Like, I would have even accepted this. Says, okay, after the match is over, he puts him in the claw. He puts him in the claw, and they try to show you that the blood's coming out of his mouth. They could have still did that while the match was going, and you could have ended the match in a no contest because of the blood. So you stop the match so the Fiend doesn't lose and Rollins doesn't lose. But you end the match in a way where it's like, you know what, I'm just stopping it because you choking the blood out this motherfucker. You could have did it like that, and at least, you know what, people might have been a little bit pissed, but at least you can go, you know what, okay, that makes a little more sense why you Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Not in a DQ. So that would have made more sense than what they did fucking Sunday. Like, a hell of a lot more sense. And like I said, yeah, Cass would have probably been salty because, salt, fucking salt is salt. But I'm just saying, it would have, just in a storyline aspect of it, would have made a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Especially after all of that, Seth Rollins is like sitting there beating him in the face, like he's destroying the monster and he's like overcoming his fears. He still gets got at the end of it all. Like, it was all for naught. You sat there and tried to fight Jason and Freddy Krueger at the same time, and you thought because you shot him with a bazooka that was it, and then they came back and got you anyway. So it was for nothing.
Yeah.
Because the moment that bell ring, he got up and whooped your ass. left you out there leaking out your mouth. He got not a scratch, and you don't sit there and banged on him with everything. So yeah, that's why I felt that's where the kind of the not upset, but the aggravation of just the shit booking that got me about that match. Because like, come on, you could have did that better. If you don't want to put the belt on him, fine. I put him on it later. But I'm just saying, you still, even though you didn't beat Bray, you still making him look weak. And you're not helping. You're not doing Seth Rollins any favors either. Because right now he ain't everybody's fan favorite right now. So yeah, you gotta take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, exactly. Like I try to not dwell on it and just kind of think that like, okay, hopefully the resolution will make it worth it. As much as to a degree, like it's our job to come here and talk about what we like and what we don't like every week, and yeah, like if something's bad, yeah, we're gonna come here and shit on it because like I said, that's our job.
I mean, I don't want to shit on it, but I'm gonna call it like I see it. Like
Well,
if
yeah,
it's
like
trash, it's
it
trash.
yeah, like our job is to come here, and just talk about what goes on, and if it's bad, it's our job to come here unbiased and say, hey, like this was bad.
But okay, so it's Tuesday, so we have NXT tomorrow plus some NXT Dynamite, which I look forward to. Like, I mean, I thought Dynamite was a pretty good show, and NXT was a pretty good show as well. So I look forward to see what happens this week on both.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not worried about no competitions. I'm just trying to enjoy some good wrestling.
Yeah, same here.
Like, I mean, people were all there reporting about the ratings, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I'm not in here for ratings. I'm here like, okay, who's putting on a show of good wrestling that's entertaining to watch? That's what I'm trying to get out of it. If it's crap wrestling, then yeah, I'll skip it. But if it's good, yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting there just trying to play the ratings game, then you're probably watching wrestling for the wrong reasons. So
Yeah, like at the end of the day, it's not about AEW or NXT. It's not about who's gonna win the ratings war. Like it's about the fans. The fans, we're the real winners every week.
yeah. Yeah, that's how I always look at it. Like, like I said, I watch all wrestling. If there's wrestling to be watched, I'm trying to watch some wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like I said, I just got while we were sitting here this whole time. Like I said, the NWA put on a little hour show from their first TV tapings. The main event was Tim Storm taking on Nick Aldis for the NWA title, which Nick Aldis won. And they had their little TV studio program, and like I said, I watch it. So I watch all wrestling. The tag team champions had a match, so they call themselves the wild card now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's shit. Yeah, like I said, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, I'll let you know. Like I said, WWE, we've all been there. We've seen it good. That's why you watch it. Because you might have got in on WWE when it was really good, and that's what kind of hooked you in. Yeah, and there's sometimes where it's just like it's kind of shit, but you stick around because you know one good turn and it's like, hey, it's back to good again.
Yeah.
You just sometimes got to deal with the doo doo.
Yeah, exactly. Like I say, you just gotta take the good with the bad, and you gotta remember that for WWE, there's no off season,
Yeah.
So like, you kind of, in the back of your mind, you always kind of have to look to what's next. Instead of dwelling on what happened, look towards like, okay, what's next.
Well, what's next is Friday night SmackDowns. Will be the first night of the draft,
Yeah.
and just kind of thinking like, if we was to sit here now and speculate like who's going where, what would you think?
I think Ray is gonna go to SmackDown. I mean, do we assume that Brock is already, now that he won the WWE title? I guess that means Brock is already traded. Like, he gets automatically, he goes to SmackDown, right?
Well, I mean, they haven't really. I don't know like if they decided which titles is going to be where, but I think, as far as I know, they're just going to keep it as is. That Universal's pretty much the Raw title, the title's the SmackDown title.
I think that Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are gonna go to SmackDown.
Well, I think if that was to happen, then that means Charlotte and then Brock would go to Raw. Then
I don't think so. I think they would just vacate their titles.
I still we talked about this yesterday. I don't see that happening, bro.
I think it will, man.
Uh, uh,
I've seen it before.
I, I'm. This is where we're just gonna have to agree to disagree, my friend. I guess, like I said, I could see a swap happening, but I don't think they would do a full on title vacation. Not for a draft.
You don't think so?
Not in today's WWE. Nah, they'd rather put extra titles on people than take off titles.
Hey, I mean, I've been wrong before, so. I very well could be wrong again.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it depends too. Because like I said, now that they've proclaimed like each network wants their own brand of song, like it depends on who they want. Maybe Fox don't want Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Maybe they want Brock Lesnar because he kind of fits more the profile of Fox Sports. He's more of a notable name, especially in the world of UFC, than Seth Rollins or Becky Lynch is.
Yeah, I think Brock definitely fits the real athlete
Yeah, and
mold. He
that's
kind of fits in that
Fox.
category.
Because like you think of it like this already with Brock, you got fucking Cain Velasquez now, so it's like you got two legit like former UFC fighters in a WWE ring on a major network, not not the cable network, but the major network of Fox. So yeah, you want the Brock Lesnar. Seth Rollins is cool, but he ain't Brock Lesnar. So I don't know, but also like they sitting there, they already hinted that they gonna be breaking up some tag teams, which I wish they wouldn't do that. But like I said, Vince has never been high on tag teams anyway. So why start being different now? You know,
Yeah.
even though it's good. Some of the best matches your company have had were tag team matches. Like people still talk about Edge and Christian and the Hardys and the Dudleys TLC matches. So but what do I know, man? Like I'm sorry, I'm a fan of tag team wrestling. I'm passionate about it.
Hey man, same here. I like tag team wrestling when it's legitimate tag teams.
Yeah, legit tag teams with signature moves, uh, similar ring attire. Like you don't have to necessarily introduce them by their individual names. You can just name the group and people know who they are. But it's a real tag team. It's okay if they have a manager. It's okay if they don't. But Rudolph. No disrespect to Rudolph, but Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler is just like it's two mid card men who clearly WWE's like, we don't have nothing for you, but we don't want to put you on the shelf right now. So we can give you this and kind of give you stuff to do. If not, we'd have nothing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with Bobby Roode. Like I'm like already Dolph Ziggler's like I feel bad for Bobby because Dolph is kind of the kiss of death right now. Speaking of people, where is McIntyre?
He's hurt.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh damn. That's another dude on my roster.
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah. It's looking lean. Let me see.
Apparently Samoa Joe's injured too.
What was that, Matt?
Apparently Samoa Joe is injured too.
Come on, yeah, my roster is hurting right now. New Day, like I said this to Matt. I think I said this yesterday, but I think if anything's gonna happen at this draft, I think they're gonna probably break up the New Day.
I think they will too.
Like I don't think they'll break them all up, but they'll break them up though.
I think somebody, yeah, I think someone will go to a separate show, and they'll be like, okay, you're gonna be a main event guy, or you're gonna be like a mid card guy now, and then the other two will just work actively as a tag team.
Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, the New Day still will break up at some point. Excuse me. Other than that, honestly, I don't like if there's any real major changes like draft wise. I don't see too many like of real like like because I mean like honestly, who is the who would you consider right now between Raw and SmackDown as like top 5 gotta have picks right now.
Becky, Seth, Roman, Lesnar, and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, and that's it. And then the rest is just like blah blah blah. So you already know, like those few names you just said are probably already predestined. You could probably throw Charlotte in the mix of that as well. But you can already, tell like those names already been predestined of where they're going to be going.
Yeah.
And like I said, the rest is just kind of a crapshoot. Cause like, yeah, I don't like. I'm pretty sure WWE figured that out. Like, okay, especially like I think especially with the main titles, they already know where the SmackDown and the Raw. Cause like I think I don't see Seth Rollins or Becky going to SmackDown. I think it's gonna be give SmackDown Brock and give them Charlotte, and Raw's got Seth and Becky, and then you can divide the others accordingly. Do what you want with the IC title because that doesn't matter. Do what you want with the US title because it doesn't matter. And your tag team is your tag team. I would say unify them, but you such a separate brands, you can't do that. So you got the Revival, you got the Rudolph. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just like I'm hoping y'all not really talking about breaking tag teams because it's like you got tag team champions, you're gonna need some tag teams. So
yeah,
don't go breaking people up if you already got established teams. Just drop different shows.
Yeah, like it doesn't really make sense because they don't have a lot of teams as is.
So don't fuck it up. Out here trying to, you're gonna have 2 tag team titles, but no tag teams. Like,
yeah. Well, hopefully that's just kind of a red herring, and that won't actually happen. Or maybe aside from like New Day,
yeah,
or like Lucha House Party. I wouldn't mind seeing get separated.
yeah. I mean, like I said, the Lucha House Party. Like I said, yeah, they can. You can disband that. That's fine.
Yeah.
And like I said, New Day. Like I said, you can disband the New Day, but still have the New Day as a tag team. You just get rid of one member.
Yeah, like send Kofi to Raw, and then just keep Xavier and Biggie on SmackDown, and they could just be a tag team there. Or vice versa, send Big E to Raw and keep Kofi and Xavier.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that. I would have no problem with that. But yeah, don't be breaking up. Don't be breaking up the Viking Raiders. Don't be breaking up the OC. Like especially if you establish some factions, don't be breaking them up. Like don't break up the OC. Leave fucking AOP alone. Especially like AOP because you've been sitting here now. So you mean to tell me you're gonna do 3-4 weeks of this little vignettes in the back of AOP talking shit, and then you're just gonna turn around and break them up?
Yeah, like that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, that made no sense. So do yourself a favor, Vince. Leave tag teams alone. Leave the tag teams alone. People like tag team wrestling. I don't know what he's got against it. Like that's double the beefy, sweaty men. You would think Vince would love something like that. Like you're getting a second helping of like fucking fucking buys and tries. Am I wrong?
No,
You're getting double the dose, my friend.
like I said, Vince is a strange one, man.
Yeah,
No, nobody can predict what he's thinking.
clearly, because you would think. I guess I really don't know professional wrestling like I thought I did.
You and me both.
What else we got going?
I don't know.
Any good indie shows coming up soon your way?
Um, there's one in November, but aside from the return of Josh Briggs, they have not really announced anything else.
Okay.
How about on your end?
I think the indie fed out here doing the show, but that's not probably till like the end of the month. Hopefully, I can get off of working time and check it out. I missed the world title match. They fucking got a new champion.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Skrilla. Don't mind me, I'm eating my sandwich. I'm eating a special sandwich here, Matt.
What kind of sandwich?
Olive loaf and smoked Gouda cheese.
Hmm.
Olive loaf is the bomb. Who's on tap for getting a NXT Women's Title match next?
Um.
Because I mean, Candice got her shot. Mia got her shot. Unless they go back to Bianca.
Maybe maybe Rhea Ripley. There might be some unfinished business there.
That's true. If that did happen, though, do you see Rhea winning or?
No, I do not.
Do you ever get the feeling? I'm starting to get the feeling like they might be having Shayna hold that belt to beat Asuka's record.
I mean, WWE loves to beat people's records. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that's what they were trying to do.
Hmm. It is what it is. I mean, Pretty sure at some point somebody's gonna take it from her.
Yeah.
Don't know who it's gonna be though. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be somebody.
Yeah, like you said, it wouldn't surprise me if they're just trying to beat Asuka's record. I don't know why it would matter.
Still with your company, but
Yeah, but like I said, they're all about like squashing people's records, you know.
true.
Like they love doing that.
But I'm like I said, I'm just kind of glad that they gave the titles to the Kabuki Warriors because they need it.
Yeah, quite frankly, like they should have had it a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, like they should have took the titles off the Iconics months ago.
Yeah, that was the thing that confused me the most was like, why are you dragging out their reign? They're not doing anything with it. It's not getting over. Like I said, the Billy's fucking trash in that ring. And Peyton's just, so. Okay, you could like they should have been nothing but transitional champions.
Yeah.
They should have not had the belt for as long as they did. They should have won it and then lost that shit at like the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to give them a little bit of heat, yeah, have them cheat their first title defense to keep the belts, and then the next pay-per-view or the next SmackDown or whatever, they just lose it. But to sit there and have them hold those belts for that goddamn long and do nothing with them was a waste.
Yeah, big time it was. Big time it was. And again, it's not their fault. It's just bad booking. But I think like the titles are where they should be right now.
Oh, definitely. Like I mean, Nikki and Alexa were okay, but
Yeah, like they had a good, decent little run to kind of cement themselves as like a legit tag team. But it's like, yeah, like they don't need to hold the titles for like 6 months. Let them chase it a little bit, you know.
yeah. I mean, I guess at this point, babyface Alexa's kind of over. Or I'm not even sure if she's even a babyface fully yet.
Yeah, like she's just kind of in that role right now.
Yeah, because it was like Oscar had to go extra heel just so you knew she was the heel of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Like she shit talking, just hitting those fucking like just dirty moves. You got Kyrie over there fucking taunting and shit. And look, they didn't even have to need to speak no English for me to get it that they were the heels of the match. It took me like a few seconds to figure it out.
Yeah.
I didn't need a translator. I didn't need none of that shit. Just Oscar's body language and how she was conducting herself already spelled out she's a heel. So, like I said, WWE, they don't need a mouthpiece. Just let them work in the ring. Like even the little, like I said, even the little promo that they did last night when Charlotte and Becky were on Miss TV. I don't know what she said, but just from body language and tone, she was talking some hot shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what she said, but I bet you they weren't kind words.
Yeah.
What you need to do is get your homegirl, Io Shirai, have themselves a little three team faction.
Now, it's limited time.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm kind of torn because like part of me is like, yeah, like throw Io Shirai into the mix, but then part of me is like, like you know, keep her in NXT. Like she's good there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
That's the thing too. Like we really don't need Paige as part of the Kabuki Warriors. They gotta like I think they gotta find something for her, you know.
What are you talking about?
But I don't know.
Well, see, Paige falls into something we were talking about last night,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, if Paige really wanted to, if given time, she could probably heal up to the point where she could wrestle again. The same way, like we talked about how now Edge is clear to wrestle, how it was for Shawn Michaels. Who we talking about? What's the other name we was talking about? Oh, Daniel Bryan. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just give yourself some time and let your body heal, you know, you could get back into wrestling. It's a possibility. You just have to give yourself a little bit of time to just, you know, not spend, you know, 365 days out of the year bumping and getting tossed around everywhere.
Yeah, like I think Paige is again a good example of that too. Like the kind of rule for like wrestling is like nobody is ever retired for good, right?
Yeah.
Like think back to this day 5 years ago and the idea of Daniel Bryan coming back was like it was not going to happen. And then he finally did come back and they're like, "Oh, he's going to work super like soft matches. Like he's not going to go hard." And like now he's going like he's going harder than like ever before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like that's what I feel like. Nobody really ever stays retired for good.
No. That's why I feel like like I said, if she really wanted it, like if she really was like committed to getting back into wrestling, like I said, give herself like 2-3 years, like just to heal up, but stay in shape, and you could probably get the green light to come back to the ring.
And like consider too that like modern medicine is always advancing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like stuff like that we could only dream of 2-3 years ago is happening now.
Yeah.
You know, like you hear all the time like like they're like closer to curing cancer like than ever before. Like surgeries have advanced to the point where something before that would be like an invasive surgery where you would have to be in the hospital for a week. Now it's like the medicine is so advanced that it's like now it's like no, you're in and out the same day.
Okay.
You know, and Daniel Bryan's cleared to compete, like Edge is cleared to compete. Yeah, like it wouldn't surprise me to see Paige back into the mix. You know?
Yeah, but like I said, she would have to be kind of like committed to like really doing it. Like she's got to stay in like kind of shape.
Like you take some time off, you let your body heal. Sometimes that's just what it is, you know. Sometimes you just have to allow your body to heal.
Like I said, Edge has been out of the ring what 6-7 years maybe.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of the same for Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was gone for about what 7 years.
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel Bryan's was a little bit less. His was like what 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
I mean, we're at the point where people sit there and talk about like Stone Cold could do one more match.
Yeah, like that's another one. Like Stone Cold is saying, like, yeah, you know what? He's like, I think my body is good enough to go one more time.
Like he ain't gonna go hard, but like when was the Stone Cold match ever that like technical?
Like even like Hulk Hogan. Like Hulk Hogan's been training for a comeback for like 10 years now.
Not that good.
Yeah, but he ain't dropping that leg though.
But like supposedly Hulk is saying like, yeah, like I got one more match in me.
Wouldn't surprise me. I know. Rick's ass is trying to. He's trying to find a reason to get up in the ring.
Yeah.
I know my man Rick. My man Rick is funny though. He's like, look here, wherever Hogan's going, I'm going.
Well, like Ric Flair, he went from like being on his deathbed to like now he's cleared to take bumps.
Yeah, like I said, Flair's like, fuck it, I'm following Hogan. He going where the money going.
Yeah.
So if they paying big money for you to show up in Saudi Arabia, Flair's like, I want in. I want a piece of that check. Flair ain't got no problem spending some Saudi money. Like you know how many kids I got.
I know it's cooked, but she hasn't been eating blueberries. I don't know why. She doesn't like the blueberries. Do you like blueberries?
So okay, this crown jewel, which is coming on Halloween. Is there any talk about what kind of matches we're getting outside of Team Hogan, Team Flair, Part 2?
No, I have not heard anything yet.
Now, who do we have on the team so far? I know we got.
So far on Team Hogan, you got Seth and Rusev, and then on Team Flair, you have Orton and Corbin.
Isn't Bobby Lashley on there just because he's cucking Rusev?
I mean, they haven't announced him, but inevitably, I think he'll get added.
I kind of thought that was what happened when he came out and first started cucking Rusev with Lana.
Supposedly,
Listen, not my mom's best friend.
supposedly, like the Saudi prince or whatever, like he wants the Fiend. He wants the Fiend to compete. So Bray Wyatt might even get added to that.
The Saudi prince wants the Fiend.
You must have to think about it.
Like supposedly he wants Bray Wyatt.
I have my containers.
Hey, that's a sweet payday for Bray right there.
Yeah.
We still have to put
I wonder how much they're paying like the dudes to do that shit. What's the bonus on that?
Well, like
Oh man!
Goldberg got paid like $6 million.
Yeah, but that's Goldberg. What's a Bray Wyatt worth to go to Saudi Arabia?
Well, I mean, if Goldberg is worth $6 million, like Bray Wyatt, I don't know, 500 grand.
I'm saying I'm thinking about the main roster dudes, not the Undertakers or the Goldberg. Talking like when they had the biggest Rumble and it's Mojo fucking Raleigh. What's Mojo Raleigh taking home for coming to Saudi Arabia?
Probably like 300,000-400,000. Like the Saudi Arabia shows are known as like their big payday opportunities. That's why they always do like a battle royal or some shit, right? Like they try to get as many guys as they can on the card, so a lot of the guys get a big payday.
Yeah. Saudi Arabia, the only time you'll probably see Titus O'Neil in wrestling gear.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll put the title on the Fiend then.
Yeah, maybe.
I still think like you were saying, like the Fiend versus Brock Lesnar and Survivor Series, I think would still be like a good match.
Yeah. Or maybe the Fiend will get drafted to SmackDown and challenge Brock.
I mean, that'd be possible. Like I said, we'll have to see how the draft plays it out.
Yeah.
Because once we see how the draft plays it out, then we'll kind of have a better indication of like, okay, what could you possibly see down the line now that certain persons, certain places.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have the feeling Brock will probably stay on SmackDown and do the Fox thing. Like I honestly too, I'd be surprised if not much really changes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll draft some people and they'll draft some kind of mid-carders and then slyly just kind of redraft the people that were already in the shows that they were on.
Yeah.
So it feels like you did something, but you didn't really do anything at all. Like I can see Roman Reigns staying on SmackDown. I could see like a Daniel Bryan. Maybe Daniel Bryan might go to a Raw, but like I can see the rest. Like I said, like Becky, like fucking Charlotte and Brock, all over. Like yeah, they'll stay where they are. And then, like I said, a Roman Reigns, he might stay on. Like he might stay on SmackDown or he might go on Raw, depending on where they think he's more needed. Yeah, more than likely he'll either go to Raw or something. Depending on who on SmackDown is the top baby face, then yeah, it might just have to be Roman. Especially if Brock's gonna be the champion on SmackDown. And then you got like Daniel Bryan, who's I guess, babyface again. So yeah. But like I said, this is all just speculation. We'll have to find out this coming Friday and Monday.
Yeah.
But other than that, is there any other wrestling to talk about?
Nah, I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same here too. But good show as always. Want to thank everybody in the chat for joining us. As always, if you like what you heard today, definitely smash that like, subscribe, and hit those notifications for all future live shows and other content. If you didn't know already, we have our first episode from podcast number 1, Modine the Realist, is currently up on our channel. So if you're subscribed, go check out that video. Leave a like and some comments on there. Let us know what you think. There are some future episodes coming up from that podcast and probably later on in this week. Just got to finish editing. So stay tuned for that. That's why you got to hit that bell. So you'll stay notified. And other than that, again, like I said, thank everybody who joined us today in the chat as well. Like I said, for some Tuesday night clickbait, your number one source for wrestling information and opinions. But we will see you guys next Tuesday for another episode of Clickbait. It will be our Clickbait draft number 3. As we said, we're gonna pick up some new names to our rosters. Who knows? Maybe some trades might happen. Possible. Trades are always up for negotiations.
Yeah.
And it should be a good time. So see you guys next Tuesday. And remember to always make sure you kick out. See you guys next week. Peace, bitches.